What is up, YouTube? This is AVAULT here, back again today with you guys, a new Speed Duel deck profile. And today, before I review what it is, or maybe some of you have already seen through the thumbnail, we are doing a Pegasus Toon World or Toon deck speed deck profile right here today. And as always, before we head straight into the deck profile, as you guys are extremely excited and eager to see, we always have to do our card sleeve review. So today we are working with or using this very old classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Official card game sleeve. So it's from the OCG and it's Japanese, one of the really classic plain colored purple Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeves, and these are extremely rare. I had these a long time ago. You know, they've been through with my childhood for a long time, and it's a plain really simple, just purple background with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Logo in Japanese right in the middle, and then with the copyright on the bottom left. And it's extremely beautiful, extremely simple and elegant, nothing too fancy or too shabby coming up. The other really cool thing is, just to show you guys, it's got this very nice texture as well. You can probably see, you can feel it as well, and it's just really cool and interesting. Just gives it a little bit more interesting look to the sleeve rather than being plain. Although I kind of like just plain smooth sleeves, but these are just really classic. You can't find these anymore nowadays. These are extremely rare. You can probably find it in eBay, maybe, possibly Amazon, I'm not sure. Maybe somewhere in Japan, but even if you do, they're extremely expensive. They can cost up to even $100 just for a pack of 40, which is extremely insane. But you know, once again, you know, just really wanted to showcase you guys these sleeves and these magnificent sleeves that we're using for the Toon deck profile, and let's get right into it. So of course, the first card we always will go out with is the skill card. So it's a Toon World. So what does Toon World do? So let's quickly look at the back right here. At the start of the duel, place this card in your center spell and trap zone and flip it over, basically. So you activate Toon World, and Toon World is basically essential and absolutely must run in the deck. And the reason why we're running this skill is because it gives you Toon World right off the bat, and all the monsters you play inside this deck requires Toon World. Without Toon World, you can't summon any of your monsters and you can't do anything whatsoever. This is why there is no question that this card is 100% must run in the Pegasus Toon World deck. Okay, so moving on to the first card, as you guys can probably already see right off the bat, we are playing 3 Toon Summon Skulls. So this is probably the ace monster of the deck, or the boss monster, if some of you call it. 2500 attack, you know, decent, pretty, it's okay, you know, one of the high attacking monsters. It's got a very long effect, but basically you can't, any of the 2 monsters, you can't normal summon or set them, basically. And it can only be special summoned unless you control Toon World. And with Summon Skull, you have to tribute a monster because it's got it's level 6. Oh, I thought it was level 5, but anyway, level 6 still requires 1 tribute, and you have to tribute 1 monster to basically summon this card. And however, this card cannot attack the turn it's special summoned. So when you tribute 1 monster to summon it, it's considered as a special summon for these Toon guys, just so you know. Yeah, and it can't attack the turn during your summon, and you have to pay 500 life points in order to attack with this card. So you'd be asking, like, you know, wow, it's pretty hard to summon, there's so many requirements, and you gotta pay 500 life points when you only got 4,000 as your resource to spare. What's so good about this deck, and what's so good about these cards? Well, the really good part about this card is basically it can attack your opponent directly, as long as they don't control any Toon monsters on the field. Toon monsters basically can attack your opponent directly for free, and being able to attack directly in this meta with such a high attack power of 2500 attack is extremely powerful. You go straight over your opponent and, you know, inflict damage to them extremely quickly. And, you know, there's not many cards in the current Speed Duel format that can actually stop these cards from attacking your opponent directly. So if you think about it, 2500 monster attack is pretty strong and hard to overcome. You know, the only card I can think of right now would be Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon or Tyrant Dragon. If you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to check out the Kaiba and Blue Eyes White Dragon Speed Duel deck profile. That's extremely really good. Just giving a quick shout out right there. But, you know, Those are the only cards that I can think of right now on top of my head that can overcome, you know, its equivalent power, attacking power to Dark Magician as well. So, you know, there are not many monsters that can overcome Toon Summon Skull at the moment. There is one other effect that if your opponent does control a Toon monster, then you must attack target the Toon monster for attacks instead. Yeah, this card must target a Toon monster for attacks. Yeah. So basically, that would be it. So mirror match would be a little bit trickier, but if it's not a mirror match when you're playing this this deck, you know, it's very straightforward to bring out your monsters and to direct attack your opponent. And then next we're basically playing 3 Toon Masked Sorcerers right here. And what does it do? It's also a Toon monster once again, and it cannot attack the turn it was summoned. If Toon World is on the field, destroy this card. So basically all of these monsters here, if there's no Toon World on the field or if it's destroyed by any chance, these cards are all gone, which really sucks. But you know what? This card's got 900 attack with 1400 defense, which is not that powerful but strong. But the reason why you still run this card in this deck is because, once again, you can attack your opponent directly. And when this card, as an addition, when you inflict that battle damage to your opponent with this card, you basically draw a card, which is extremely good. So it's almost guaranteed. And once again, like I mentioned before, there's not many cards that can stop your opponent. Your opponent can stop your monsters from direct attacking them. And so when you direct attack them, it's very easy, and you draw a card, and then you make it even better for yourself and gain the card advantage from there. Okay, just quickly gonna sort out these. And then next, you're gonna run 3 Toon Mermaids. Once again, another Toon monster, and what she does is cannot be normal summon select once again, cannot be special summon unless you control a face-up Toon World, must be for special summon from your hand by tributing the same number of monsters needed for a tribute summon, but you don't need any tributes because this is only level 4, so you can basically just special summon her right out. But again, you can't attack the turn it is summoned, and you must pay 500 life points to declare an attack with this monster. Exactly same effect as Toon Summon Skull, but basically you can just summon her directly. And a very basic combo, I believe, is that you would basically special summon her, and then you basically can special summon Toon Summon Skull for free. That's basically the combo. If I'm not wrong, I believe this is the very basic first combo, because even though you're tributing, but they're considered as special summons with using tributes, basically. So that is the reason why you must run Toon Mermaid, is because she basically bridges you into your Toon Summon Skull. But even if not, herself is still relatively strong, as you know, you need Toon World. If you don't have Toon World, it's destroy. You have to destroy this card. This card can basically attack your opponent directly, and you know, unless if they control a Toon monster, then you must attack a Toon monster instead. But you know, 1400 attack is still really okay, decent for a direct attack if you think about it. So really powerful and strong. So that basically rounds up all the monsters, and I'm just gonna put them all on one side, and then we're gonna move on to the spells. So we're gonna play 3 Toon Table of Contents. What it does is basically a search your card, which no cost, absolutely free, and you just add 1 Toon card from your deck to your hand. So referring to any of these cards, you can grab any of these cards from your deck to your hand. And the core combo, like I mentioned earlier, you have Toon Mermaid with Toon Summon Skull. You have 9 cards to bring out your quick combo to bring out Toon Summon Skull. You can have one or the other, search one, you know, if you have Toon Mermaid in your hand, Toon Table Contents, you can use this and basically just grab yourself Toon Summon Skull. Or if you have Toon Summon Skull in this hand, you can vice versa, use Toon Table of Contents to get yourself Toon Mermaid to essentially bring out Toon Summon Skull straight to the field with no stress at all. And that immediately puts pressure onto your opponent already right on those turns. And having these 9 cards inside your deck is extremely easy to access, extremely powerful to bring out your cards to basically get your advantage right off the bat. And then also moving on to our next two spells is Toon Rollback, which is extremely useful. I only play 2 copies of this because you know, you don't really necessarily need 3 all the time. But what it does is basically you just choose 1 Toon monster you have, and it can make 2 attacks during the battle phase this turn. So, you know, if you have Toon Summon Skull on the field, you guys just basically activate Toon Rollback. If your opponent doesn't have any back row to stop you or any effects to stop you from attacking, you basically win. Attack. you know, 2,500 2 times. That's 5,000 life points. And, you know, there's only 4,000 life points in Speed Duel, and GG. That is it. And you can even still search this card with Toon Table of Contents, which is extremely petrifying, because, you know, which makes it even more deadly for this deck to basically really kill your opponent really fast. And for my other spells, we are playing 3 Mimic Cats, which is extremely good for this deck, hence also because why it's printed in beautiful ultra rare shiny. Basically what it does, if you control Toon World, which in most cases you do, and a Toon monster, most cases you probably do as well, target one card in your opponent's graveyard. If it's a monster, special summon on your field, or if it's a spell / trap card, set it on your field, and you can only activate 1 Mimic Cat per turn. Extremely good. You can steal your opponent's monster for more pressure, or you can even steal your opponent's generic spell or / traps to, you know, take their cards and basically use it against them, which makes this card extremely powerful and strong. The only downside that Mimic Cat is a Toon card in a way, but it's not, so then you can't search it with Toon Table of Contents, I believe, because there's no Toon name in it at all whatsoever. It's just Mimic Cat. And, you know, I remember Pegasus using this card against Kaiba back in like the Duelist Kingdom series, where he just completely just demolished him. But although I remember it has a slightly different effect to this one, but still this card is extremely good. And this card got printed out a little bit later, much later, when that card first debuted. But extremely cool card to play, very nostalgic and very strong as well. And then moving on to our last spell in our deck is we're just playing one normal continuous spell, Toon World. And in order to activate Toon World, you have to pay 1,000 life points, that's all, and it's a continuous spell which basically stays on your field. The reason why you want to have one is just in case that this Toon World, with the skill that you have, is off the field. By whatever reason, your opponent somehow destroys it with a spell or trap or with a monster effect, or they just return this card somehow and gets rid of it, you know, you're in dead trouble. So you don't want to be in that position, because once again, if Toon World is not there, your monster zone is not there either. They're all gone whatsoever, which is extremely dangerous for you, and then, you know, that will be your extremely downside. So that's why you just want to have one, just in case in those clutch situations you can still play it and save yourself, and, you know, basically keep yourself alive in the game. And once again, you can always search this with Toon Table of Contents, just in case you really need it desperately. And yeah, that's why you must have to play at least one of these in those situations. And last but not least, running off for the traps. But before I do that, just gonna sort this out right here. We are playing 2 Windstorm of Itaqua. So basically what Windstorm of Itaqua does is a very simple effect. Change the battle positions of face-up monster your opponent controls. You usually want to use this when they try to declare an attack onto your monster or onto your Toon monsters. That, you know, your Toon monsters are relatively low in attack, like such as Mermaid right here, and, you know, Mass Sorcerer, you know, they're relatively low attack, and, you know, just in case Toon Summon's Skull gets run over by Blue Eyes White Dragon by any chance, or any other monster that has higher attack, you know, you can use Windstorm Itaqua to basically protect your Toon monsters and stop your opponent's sort of battle phase, to say, basically. Because most of their monsters will be in attack position, and you activate this, and then they all become defense position, so then they have to be forced to end their battle phase. And some of you might, you know, be considering playing 3 of these instead, so it really gives you extra protection, which is extremely good, because you can always be safer. I kind of personally like to go with, you know, you can probably get rid of 1 Mimic Cat and play 1 more Windstorm with Itaqua instead. You know, that's definitely a very good viable option to trade or switch around. But I kind of like to go aggressive, a little bit more of a Mimic Cat to put even more pressure to grab and surprise your opponents by using their own tricks against them, so they can have their own taste of their own medicine, basically, which is extremely fun. And, you know, once again, Mimic Cat that's why I want to play 2. But once again, you can definitely play free, and I highly recommend it as well. You know, both of them work equivalently well. It depends on, I guess, your matchup and what you're looking for to go for that kind of play. So yeah, you can play 3. So that basically wraps up the entire Toon Maximilian Pegasus deck profile. I hope you guys find this extremely useful as a reference and as a base of my deck profile right here. You know, I play this play tested this, and it works the best for me personally. So you guys can use this just as a reference to build your own Toon deck. You know, some of you guys might have different preferences, or to play other Toon monsters, if there are any other Toon monsters. I'm not too sure, I don't remember, but you know, these are the best ones I picked out of from this, you know, Speed Duel starter decks so far. So yeah, you guys comment down below on what guys you might even play in this what sort of cards you guys might play in this Toon deck, or what cards you might take out, what you guys like and what you guys don't like. So be sure to comment down below, and if you guys find it extremely helpful, and if you guys or enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like the video, support the AVAULT channel by subscribing to stay tuned for more awesome and epic Speed Duel deck profiles for you guys as well. And also, if you guys don't know about the AVAULT channel, we basically open mainly TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG products on this channel, and really epic and awesome openings recently. So be sure to check out those videos. Really nice pools of the current meta game. We open out all the new sets, all the new products on TCG. We also open some really exclusive and unique nice OCG products all the way from Japan as well. So really nice. Be sure to check that out. 100%. If not, then you guys can also be sure to check out the other speed duel deck profiles, and hopefully it's useful for you guys to learn more about speed dueling and the whole meta game currently, which I'm really excited about, and I really want to get highly involved into this. And so yeah, comment down below if you guys find it useful, if you like it or not as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a great day, great night wherever you are. This is AVAULT signing